Getting a Mac can be an exciting and confusing experience. You may be surprised by how different macOS is to Windows or even iOS, but don't worry, because by the end of this 5-minute long video, you will be getting around macOS like a pro. Let's start with the very basics. In macOS, a right click is done with a 2-finger click. Your window controls such as close, minimize, and enlarge are located on the top left-hand side of every Windows. Let's move on to the dock. This bar contains all the apps that you will use frequently and any apps that are open. Apps can be rearranged, removed, or added to the dock by simply holding on them and dragging. A little dot under the apps shows that they are open or running in the background. Minimize tabs go to the far right-hand side of the dock. The icon with the grey rocket on it is called Launchpad, which is basically a giant app drawer that you can flip through. It houses all your applications and has a search bar on the top to make finding apps easier. It can also be accessed by the F4 key. Now on to one of the most important aspects of macOS, the menu bar. The right-hand side has information like the time, your battery life, and Wi-Fi strength, as well as shortcuts for Spotlight Search, Siri, and Notification Center. Holding down Command allows you to rearrange these in any order that you like. Now, the left-hand side is more interesting. This changes depending on the app that you are in. So, if I open Safari, it will adapt to Safari. Or, if I open Finder, it will adapt to Finder. Now, this side of the menu bar has a whole lot of application-specific menus that help you to better use your current application. Need to set a bookmark? You use the menu bar. Need to check your browser history? You use the menu bar. Need to undo a mistake? You use the menu bar. Need to print? Again, menu bar. Even properly closing applications is done from the menu bar, because when you click the red X to close an application, it doesn't actually close the application, it just closes the window. Digging through these menus seems like a cumbersome task and a nightmare to use. However, that's where keyboard shortcuts come in. See, there's a keyboard shortcut for most commands in the menu bar, and I highly recommend that you learn the basics such as Command T to open a new tab or Command N to open a new window. There are others such as Command Q to quit an application and Command Tab to switch between. There are even more complex keyboard shortcuts such as Shift Command T, which reopens the last tab that you have closed in your browser, or Shift Command 4 to take a screenshot. I will have all of these shortcuts listed in the video description down below. A command space will open up Spotlight Search, one of macOS' best features. It allows you to do a deep search of your entire Mac for files, apps, emails, contacts, and even your browser history. Onto Mission Control, which allows you to quickly glance at all the windows that you have open. You can access it with a 3-finger swipe up or by pressing the F3 key. If you bring your cursor to the top of Mission Control, it lets you open, close, and switch between desktops, as well as view full screen and split screen applications. Split screen, by the way, can be done by holding down on the green dot and snapping a window into place. File management is handled by Finder on macOS, which is similar to the File Explorer app on Windows. It allows you to move files around between different locations, as well as to make folders to group files. You will notice that there is no cut option when right-clicking on a file. To cut a file, copy it, and then before you paste it, hold down an option as you right-click and choose Move. Dragging and dropping files also works very well in macOS. A more detailed file manager is also available in macOS. Click on the apple in the menu bar, then About this Mac, go to Storage, and then Manage. Here you will have a more detailed overview of the files on your Mac as well as how much space they are taking. Now that you are very familiar with macOS, here are a few pro tips. Increase your tracking speed, as the default setting is painfully slow. To do this, open System Preferences, go to Trackpad, and increase tracking speed. A simple hard press can give you the definition of a word or a preview of a web page or link. Here's another tip. Hold down on the battery icon in the menu bar and select Show Battery Percentage. macOS also has a wide variety of trackpad gestures that make macOS much more fluid to get around. My favorite is the 2-fingered right swipe to go back a web page. These can be customized under More Gestures in trackpad settings. I'm sure that you are more familiar with macOS and can begin to use it with confidence. Again, I urge you to learn the keyboard shortcuts that I have down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.